So I just attended the Heather McDonald event, the Diversity Delusion, and I have to say that every word that I heard was truth as I saw it. And naturally, most of the people that got up and had questions, they weren't really questions, they were just like general grievances that they had to air. But tonight, I'm using this event to come out, and come out in a different way than you might think. This has nothing to do with my sexuality. I'm going on record saying that I'm not a progressive. That might be a shocker to some. I don't know why people would ever think that I'm a progressive. But it gets even worse. I'm not even a Democrat anymore. How's that? I'm a Republican. So, just in trying to give the Republicans a better name and to make people understand that some people that call themselves Republicans are not really so bad. Well, first of all, why choose a party? Why not just be independent? Well, because you got to vote in the primaries, because that's one of the most important things to do. You have to, and you can only be a Democrat or Republican to do that. So I've chosen to be in the Republican because as bad as they are right now, I identify with them a bit more. And identity politics and this diversity stuff is one of the reasons why I cannot be a Democrat or a progressive. Now, a lot of my friends went to college when we graduated high school, 1980 to 84. But ladies and gentlemen, I just left this place last year. So I don't know if my friends that graduated college in 1984 really have any understanding about what's going on college campuses. I really do, because I'm here and I've lived it. I could see a year later it's even worse. The experience of being in this place was the greatest for me, and I personally had no professors that brainwashed me or anything like that. The problem in a place like this is freedom of students to, academic freedom on their part, but they're only hearing one side of a story. That's the problem. They're not hearing any, Gramsci. They don't have meetings here and all of that stuff. It's just they're hearing one side of the story, and they're not using their brains to say, well, I don't agree with this. Like, what's the academic argument against what they're saying? It was easy for me because I've been in the real world for like 37 years. And a lot of things that I would hear in these classrooms would be like, well, that makes sense, but hey, hold on a second. I was like Rodney Dangerfield here and back to school, So, okay, so again, in trying to clear my good name, and after this coming out statement, which is ridiculous, that anyone should have to be apologize or be afraid to say what political party. But a lot of my friends are in the music industry are not able to speak as freely as I am. I personally don't really care because I don't only play for a living anymore. But many of my friends are only in the music business, and they message me all the time and they say, I love what you're saying. I know where you're coming from. I know you for 40 years, but we just can't agree with you in public. And it's pretty sad, actually. But anyway, I've always said that I've been a Democrat my whole life. I voted for Barack Obama twice. This idea of identity politics and the idea that somebody has to be a certain race or gender to render decisions that are favorable to the politicians, that they're going to be able to address the needs of those specific people. It's absolutely crazy thought to me. When I voted for Barack Obama, I never for a moment thought that he was not going to have my best interest at heart in anything that he did. Whether he did or not is another story, but I'm just saying, if there was a Japanese American, Chinese American, Korean American, a woman, I don't care, who it is, if their views line up with mine, I'm going to vote for them, So look, I always say I embrace conservative and libertarian ideas, and some of my friends have said, well, those are two different things, but not really to me, because capitalism is the thing that binds them both together. The only difference is, the conservatives are concerned like about what people do behind closed doors and all of that stuff, and a libertarian wouldn't be. But like the left and this idea, this something I read on Facebook today. I love our new diversity: women, gay, Muslim, Native American. Little by little, everyone will be represented. Out with old white men. So, what happened? What about all those people that I just mentioned that apparently got elected to office, 100 women or something like that? What if they were pro-life? What if they were anti-immigration, and 100 old white guys like me had views that were pro-choice, open borders? Who would you vote for? There's the problem. Like, ask yourself that question. I just don't understand why people come up with these things. But anyway, that's I'm taking the hit for all my friends that feel the way that I do. There are some fine people that are not progressives. There really are. You don't have to be progressive to care about people, to claim some kind of moral superiority or anything like that. And I would just say that the students that come to this school are really doing themselves a disservice if they don't soak in all this place has to offer and then use it, what they've learned or haven't learned to make their own arguments. But again, like I said, I think that the student body here, their plan is like, rich people have a lot of money. Like, the Jeff Bezos is like everybody's focal point. Like, he makes this much money, so if he gave $5,000 extra to all his employees, they could do this. And if he gave away half his money, he'd still be rich. That's the way these people think. And to me, I just say, he has no monopoly on anything. You could start your own thing just like him, and you do all the things that you say he should do. That's my idea. So anyway, it was a great event. It wasn't as populated as I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't as radical, and there were no protesters or anything like that. I'm glad I came, and I'll talk to you later.